Hello, you guys. Welcome back. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. If my face is a little bit red right now, please don't mind that. I am just sweating buckets, okay? I am sweating buckets. I'm literally sweating. Like I'm dripping. I don't know what's going on. My house is like a billion degrees and I don't really know what to do about that, but it's a billion degrees. But I'm just trying to make the most of it, you know what I mean? I'm trying not to think about it because if I think about it too much, then I'm just gonna have to take another shower because I just showered and I'm gonna have to take another one. You know, when like you're just like sweating in bed and you're like, I don't feel clean because the second I get out of the shower, I'm immediately sweating again. And then it's just like this vicious cycle of like you're just constantly sweating, but you need to go to sleep, but then you don't feel clean, and then you need a shower, but then you already showered, and then you still feel dirty because you're still sweating, and it's a whole thing. Anyways, let's get something out of the way before we start. I broke a nail. As you can see here, I broke one. Well, actually, it didn't necessarily break, but it it breaks on the side. You know when that happens, when it breaks on the side? That happened. And it kept getting snagged on things, so I just decided to rip it off. And now we're stuck with this. So what can you do, right? It's fine. It's fine. I hope that you were having a phenomenal week. I hope that so many good things have been happening for you recently. I am pretty excited about this week's episode, okay? Because we are talking about settling. We're just going to get into the whole thing. I'm very passionate about this topic because I have definitely taken part in the settling issue and the, thinking that you don't deserve much and then basically just staying with someone who doesn't deserve you because you give way more than they give you. So I've definitely been there before many a times. So don't you worry if you're in it right now. Don't you worry because we've all been there. And today we're going to be reading the story of Leah and Rachel. And essentially it's about a man named Jacob. Well, actually, I don't think I should tell you what it's about yet. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Why don't we just read it and then we can talk about it, all right? If you want to read along with me, I would absolutely love that. You can pull out your Bible. We can have a little Bible study together. That'd be so fun. So it's Genesis chapter 29, 16 to 35. Okay, that's the story. So we're going to read it and then we will go from there, okay? So again, I have the New International Version, so just a heads up with that. Jacob marries Leah and Rachel. After Jacob had stayed with Laban for about a month, Laban said to him, "You shouldn't work for me without pay just because we are all relatives. Tell me how much your wages Tell me how much your wages Tell me how much your wages should be." Now Laban had two daughters. The older daughter was named Leah and the younger one was Rachel. There was no sparkle in Leah's eyes, but Rachel had a beautiful figure and a lovely face. It's all about the figure and the face, eh? Yeah, okay. Since Jacob was in love with Rachel, shocker, he told her father, "I'll work for you for 7 years if you'll give me Rachel, your younger daughter, as my wife." "Agreed," Laban said. "I'd rather give her to you than to anyone else. Stay and work with me." So Jacob worked 7 years to pay for Rachel, but his love for her was so strong that it seemed to him but a few days. Aww. Finally, the time came for him to marry her. "I have fulfilled my agreement," Jacob said to Laban. "Now give me my wife, so I can sleep with her." So Laban invited everyone in the neighborhood and prepared a wedding feast. But that night, when it was dark, Laban took Leah to Jacob, and he slept with her. Laban had given Leah a servant, Zilpah, to be her maid. But when Jacob woke up in the morning, it was Leah. Dun dun dun. "What have you done to me?" Jacob raged at Laban. "I worked 7 years for Rachel. Why have you tricked me?" "It's not our custom here to marry off a younger daughter ahead of the firstborn," Laban replied. "But wait until the bridal week is over. Then we'll give you Rachel too, provided you promise to work another 7 years for me." So Jacob agreed to work 7 more years. My gosh. A week after Jacob had married Leah, Laban gave him Rachel too. Laban gave Rachel a servant, Bilhah, to be her maid. So Jacob slept with Rachel too, and he loved her much more than Leah. He then stayed and worked for Laban for the additional 7 years. What do we think about that? You know what I'm saying? Jacob loved Rachel because she was said to have a sparkle in her eyes and had a beautiful face and a lovely figure. Jacob didn't even know Rachel. Okay, he didn't even know her. He did not know one thing about her. And he was like, oh, I love her. Oh, I love her. I want her to be mine. I want her to be mine because she has a beautiful face and a lovely figure. Jacob, sweetie, that's kind of shallow. That's kind of shallow. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now listen, I'm going to lighten up on him a little bit because when he slept with Leia, he didn't know that it was Leia. Okay, he had no idea. Now I'm not going to read the whole thing, okay, because it goes on for a long time, but essentially Jacob stays married to both Rachel and Leia for an extended period of time, forever, and he continuously sleeps with both Leia and Rachel, the whole time they're together, among sleeping with other women too. Because listen to this. Because God saw that Leia wasn't as loved as Rachel was, he felt bad. He took pity on her, which is valid because she was not loved by Jacob at all. Like, that must suck. Can you imagine marrying somebody and then not being loved by them at all and only having them show love to another wife? Like, talk about a sucky situation. So because God took pity on Leia, he made her very fertile, okay? He gave her a lot of fertility, so she had a whole bunch of kids, whereas he made Rachel sterile. He made her unable to conceive any sort of kid, okay? And the whole time that Leia was having all of these children, every single time that she would have a child, she would say, okay, I've given Jacob another child. Now he'll love me. Now he'll give me attention. Now he'll love me just as much as he loves Rachel. Now he'll do it. And then Rachel was over here like, I can't believe that Leia can have children and I can't. Jacob, go sleep with my servant so that I can have kids too because I'm envious of Leia. Let me tell you, he did not fight against that, by the way. He was not like, no, but I love you. I don't want to cheat on you. I don't want to do any of this. He was like, yeah, okay, I'll go sleep with the servant. No problem. How many kids do you want? Like, that's literally what happened. And so just think about this for a second. Leia was so unhappy with her situation that she kept having kids. I think she had like 7 or 8 kids, all for Jacob, not even for her. All for Jacob, she had these kids. And then Rachel, who couldn't have kids but had all the love of Jacob, was still unhappy because she was envious because she wanted to have kids. So both girls were not happy at all. It all surrounded a man. It all surrounded a guy. Because Rachel couldn't give Jacob kids and Leia couldn't earn Jacob's love. They were both unhappy and they were both miserable and they were going to do anything they could to get his love. And it's so sad. And it made both of them so unhappy. Like, this is a prime example of how far women will go to try and earn the love of a man. We will bend over backwards to try and be enough for a man, but let me tell you something. If you're not enough to begin with, you're never going to be enough. Because a man that doesn't see you, who you really are, is not worth your time, and you will never be enough for him. I can't tell you how many times I have tried to almost like adjust my standards and adjust what was important to me because a man told me that I was asking for too much. Like, I've been made to feel like I was asking for something that you could only get in a rom-com movie, which is just so not true, okay? A good, God-fearing man will not want to change anything about you, will love you for who you are. It doesn't matter your standards. It doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't matter what you look like. It does not matter what you look like. A real man that is for you should love you for your heart and nothing else. Only for your heart. Of course, there has to be some sort of attraction there initially, but it's not the be-all or end-all. Have you ever heard that thing where it's like the 5-finger rule kind of thing? And it's basically all the aspects of a person that make up the person that you love, right? Do you want to know where looks were on the hand? Do you want to know where looks were? They were the pinky. They were the pinky. And do you want to know why they were the pinky? Because the pinky is the most insignificant finger. Okay, we can live without a pinky. It's small, it's frail, it's not good at lifting anything, it doesn't really help with much coordination. We don't need it there. Because in the end, a good heart goes such a long way. It goes such a long way. We don't even know how far it goes. Because let me tell you, when you're old and gray and your husband is lying next to you, who do you want? Do you want a really good-looking guy next to you? Or do you want a guy that's going to bring you soup? And do you want a guy that's going to rub your feet when you're in your deathbed? Or do you want a guy that's going to read to you or sing you your favorite song? Or, I don't know, push you around in your wheelchair, like whatever it may be. Because let me tell you, honey, we're all gonna get wrinkly, we're all gonna get gray hair, and we're all going to sag. That's inevitable. It's just going to happen. And it's unfortunate, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not looking forward to it by any means, but it is going to happen. And when that happens, I want a good man next to me, not a good looking man, okay? You really got to ask yourself this too, because if you're only looking for a good looking guy, how do I put this? Okay, if you're only looking for a good looking guy, how would you feel if the guy that you were looking for was only looking for a good looking girl? If a guy's only looking for a good looking girl, that means that he's pretty dang shallow. Pretty dang shallow. And you want to know what's going to end up happening? He's going to end up treating you like dirt. Where the difference is that a lot of girls that are looking for a good looking guy still give them their entire heart. That's the difference. When a girl looks for a really hot guy, okay, you're looking for your dream guy, really hot guy, whatever it is, 6-pack, hair, eyes, whatever it may be. When you find that guy, it all of a sudden doesn't really become much about their looks, and it becomes about their heart, and you fall in love with them. But the problem is that you were searching for a guy that also only looks for looks, also only looks for someone that's good looking. And guys are very different than girls. Guys that only look for a girl that's good looking, let me tell you, they're not there to get to know your heart, okay? They're there to get to know something else, okay? And it's never sustainable, and it's never going to last, because inevitably they will either get bored, they will either lose interest, or they will continue to be with you and end up treating you pretty horribly and making you feel less than you really are. And the problem with that is that once you're in that, my oh my, is it hard to leave. It is so hard to leave. It is hard. It is hard. And this is why we cannot settle. We cannot settle, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot. And let me tell you an empowering part of this story, this Leia and Rachel story. I know it may have seemed like they were both just groveling by this guy's feet. Okay, I know it may have seemed like that, but let me tell you, Leia brings her A game, okay? She really does. Listen, when Leia had her 4th son, okay? Was it her 4th? Yeah, I think it was her 4th. Okay, so I retract my previous statement where I said that she had 7 children while she was still feeling this way. She only had 4, but still, that's a lot of freaking children. That's a lot of children to pop out for a man, okay? When she had her 4th son, she didn't say, now Jacob will love me. Now I'll earn his love. Now I've given him 3 boys, he'll love me. She didn't say that. You know what she said when she had her 4th son? This time I will praise the Lord, she said. That is what she said. And that speaks volume, because this girl popped out 3 kids for this man and received nothing. She got nothing. No extra love, no extra praise, nothing. He gave it all to Rachel and the servant, because he had sex with the servant to give Rachel babies. So it was all for Rachel. This girl popped out 3 kids for this man and still got nothing. Diddly squat, okay? So on her 4th kid, she said, you know what? God has given me this amazing gift to have kids. Well, he has made Rachel sterile. On this 4th kid, I'm done wanting Jacob's affection. I'm done wanting his approval. You know who I'm going to praise? The Lord. Because he gave me this gift, and he gave me his love unconditionally, and he is the only one here that I have that has shown me unconditional faithfulness. Unconditional. What does that tell? Like, hello? This is such an important moment, because it's the moment that Leia realizes that she does not need a man for happiness. She does not need a man for happiness, and she only needs the Lord. That's all she needs, and it's so empowering in this moment. The problem with what she was doing before was because she was seeking approval from a man, and that inevitably will only lead to disappointment. You will never get the approval of a man, especially a man that doesn't love you right off the bat. Like, you will never, ever, ever be satisfied with that. Seeking self-worth from another person, not even just a man, from another person in general, seeking self-worth from that person will ultimately lead to you thinking that you are not good enough, because you are putting your self-worth into another person's hands when you should be putting it in your own hands and in God's hands, because those are the only 2 things that can actually fill your heart. That's it. If you're putting your self-worth into another person on this planet, they will never give you what you need to feel fulfilled, ever. They will never give you that. The only thing you should be seeking approval from is God. And the best part about it is that you don't even need to seek his approval. You don't even need to try and get it because you already have it. You were born having it. You've had it your whole life. You have this unconditional love that he is always going to have for you, and you don't even have to do anything to earn it. Why would you be going and seeking that out of a man when you have it from the ultimate Father forever and you've always had it? Why would you go and seek that with an earthly, lustful man on this planet? Why? Why? Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. What God thinks of you, what God thinks of you is Psalm 139:14, and it says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Okay, that's what God thinks. God thinks that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and he made you just the way you are. So if anybody on this planet is making you feel like that's not good enough, like that's not pretty enough, or that's not smart enough, or funny enough, or whatever the case may be, they're wrong. Okay? They are wrong because you are perfect in God's eyes, and you should be perfect in your eyes too, because he made you specifically. You were not an accident. You were not a mistake. He didn't mess up when he made you. He put every single thought, every single effort into every aspect of your being. So why would you let another person on this earth rip that apart or take pieces from you? When a man breaks you down and makes you feel like you're not good enough, it's a very gradual process. It's very slow that you don't even notice it. He takes little pieces from you, just little, like tiny little pieces. One day he'll take one day he'll take another. One day maybe he'll take two more. And it's so gradual that we don't even notice that it's happening until one day we're this fragile, fragile shell that's made up of all these broken pieces, and it could fall apart at any moment, because that is what earthly and lustful men on this planet do. That is what they do. If you are seeking self-worth in them, that is what they will do to you, because they will never, ever give you what you need to be sustained and fulfilled. They will only slowly but surely take little pieces away until you are left not recognizing yourself anymore. And I speak from personal experience, okay? And you don't realize it until you're actually out of it, and then all of a sudden you feel different. You have this light to you again, and you don't know where it came from, and then watch, everyone around you is going to start saying, you have this glow about you. It's like you're glowing. It's like you're different. Yeah, you want to know why that is? Because all those little pieces that they took are slowly being placed back into you by God. He's saying, I'm healing you right now. Let me rebuild you from scratch. Let me rebuild you, well, maybe not from scratch, but let me rebuild you from what has been broken by the people in this world, okay? And he wants to be there for you. And no matter how many times you fall or stumble, he will pick you back up and he will rebuild you new. He will. Always, without a doubt. Like, there is no confusion on that matter. But it all comes down to, why do we let people do that to us? Why do we let people break us apart? Why do we let people take pieces from us? Why do we do that? And it all starts within ourselves. If you are not happy within yourself, if you are not fulfilled within yourself, you're going to seek it elsewhere and you're going to get hurt, and it's only going to make it worse. And for me, the best way that I have felt fulfilled in myself, okay, yes, I've done some growing outside of God for sure before I found him, but nowhere near to what I've done while I've been with him. Nowhere near. He has brought me from the ground to the sky. He has literally stripped me apart and made me new again, and he's continuing to make me new. And every single week I feel like I am having all these new thoughts and epiphanies because he's constantly working in me. He's constantly changing in me, and he wants to do the same in you too, because he never wants a person on this planet to take anything from you, because he made you perfectly and fearfully and wonderfully made, and he wants no one to ever change anything about you. Wow, that was a really big tangent. I really went on a little rampage there. I mean, I think it was needed because I told you guys, I'm passionate about this topic. This topic to me is so important because it affects, I'm confident in saying that it affects like almost every single person on this planet. not feeling good enough, settling for less than you deserve, putting your self-worth into other people and other things rather than just putting it into yourself and into God. Every single person on this planet, I feel like, struggles with that. And it's so sad because we're all so perfect. And when we realize that, when we actually realize that, like, there was times in my life where I was so shallow. I feel like I was shallow in the sense of, like, I would think about people that I hung out with and I would think about how it reflected on me. I would hang out with people and think, well, how does this reflect on me? How does this make me look? What do you mean? How does this make you look? Like, keep in mind, this was years ago. Like, this was probably like, I don't even know how long ago, years ago, but still, it happened. And it's just these like little actions where we're like, why am I putting my self-worth into another person? Who cares what it looks like with me walking alongside this person? Who cares? Does everyone around me in this Walmart know what I'm like? Know my heart? Do they know my sense of humor? Do they know what I'm interested in? Do they know my soul? No. They don't know. They don't know sheep. Okay, they don't know sheep. So why am I putting my self-worth in that? Why am I doing that? The only person I should be putting my self-worth in is God. He is the only one that can heal you. He's the only one that can make you feel full and fulfilled without any other outside people making you feel any different. You don't need anyone when you have God. I hope that this video helped someone out there. I hope that it reached someone that it needed to reach. I think I like this style of podcast a little bit better, reading a story and then talking about it. I feel like I can kind of get more out, get more real and raw feelings out. I feel like it's easier for me to operate this way, and I really liked how this kind of turned out. I mean, then again, I haven't watched it yet, so. But I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I hope that you liked it and that you maybe gained something from it. If it was at all relatable to you, just know that you are not alone in this situation, okay? Every single human on this planet has either gone through, is going through, or will go through this, okay? It's kind of like, it's unfortunately kind of the inevitable. I feel like that's how we learn as humans. That's how we realize it sucks that way, because I wish we could all just learn and know from the beginning that God is the ultimate person that will make you feel fulfilled and make you feel like you never have to settle, because you do not, and He is the only one that will make you know your worth. But unfortunately, that's not something that we can figure out right out of the womb, okay? We all need to figure it out for ourselves. We all have our own individual path and journey, and that is completely okay, because He has it all planned out. He already knows. He already knows. And if any of you that clicked on this video liked this video, I'm so glad. I hope that it made you feel like you were just chatting with your girlfriend, you know, or your guy friend. You know what I mean? I know this was kind of targeted towards girls a little bit more just because I am one, so I feel like it just happened naturally that way. But like, it goes same for guys. You know what I'm saying? It goes same for guys. Like, it goes the same way. Other than the stuff that I said that was specifically about girls and guys. Other than that, and I'm not hating on guys, by the way. Like, none of this was to be hating on men, because there are so many incredible men out there. There are so many. But there are also, unfortunately, a lot of not so great guys out there, and I'm not hating on those men either. I'm really not. I'm just saying that I know what I've experienced, and I know what a lot of other girls in this world experience, and it may not even be necessarily the guy's fault, because there are so many other factors that go into it, and in the end, it's probably no one's fault. It's just kind of the way that it kind of happens. Like, nobody is really to blame. I mean, the point is that I'm not trying to put blame on anyone. I'm not saying all men suck. Like, that's not the point of this. I'm just saying that you should never put your worth in a man, and men, you should never put your worth in a woman. It will just never work. You will ultimately be hurt in the end. Whatever the outcome may be, you will be hurt, because it's just not sustainable. Even if you guys grew up and got married, it wouldn't be sustainable. By putting your worth in another person, your cup will never be full. Ever. The only person that can fill it, the only thing that can fill it, God. Okay? Okay? But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'm really glad that I got to film tonight. I didn't know if I was going to, but I'm really happy that I did. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I hope that you connect with God a little bit this week, and try and, plant some seeds in some people this week. Try and sprinkle a little love, God dust around, just have people see how awesome you are because you have the Lord, and that way it'll just plant seeds because they'll be like, wow, she is glowing from the inside out. Why is that? And it's because of God. So show someone that, let's spread the word a little bit. Let's show everyone how awesome it is to follow Jesus. Let's do that. I think that'd be cool. I might have just taken a little inspiration from Ali Yost, but you know what? I'm not even ashamed of it. Sorry, I'm not. That's everything for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next Friday on the dot. All right? Okay. See ya. Okay, bye. Okay, guys. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Okay, you guys can click off now. Okay, bye.